Well, good evening, everybody. I'm out here hanging out with goaties, and I'll see if I can do my talking and show off the fun in the background. But let's talk. Let's talk about that is my clothes. Stop eating it. Let's talk about breeding and all of that fun stuff. So breeding is fun. We get lots of bouncy bounces and adorable babies and just all the things, right? We get it all. But truthfully, let's talk about doing it responsibly. So I had a pretty traumatic day today. I'm doing my best to talk about this. There was absolutely no time to film this, do any of this, and honestly, I don't think I would want to. We'll show some fun while I talk. We'll just let you guys watch them. It's just, hi baby girl. Hi baby girl. But yeah, let's talk about doing it responsibly. So I will go show you the girls later on. I'm getting some laughter in because baby goats bring all the joy. So yesterday, me and my sister took a 2-hour drive, so 4 hours round trip, to buy new goats for the farm. And they were 3 Toggenburg babies. Or they're not babies, but 3 Toggenburg adults. One was a baby, 2 were adults. Sorry, it has been one of them kind of days. And they're all 3 pregnant. They were all 3 pregnant, and I knew this going into it. But I didn't realize how young one of them was. So when I got these babies and the guy handed them off to me, I was looking them over, and I realized how young they actually were. And so we got them home. They were all doing great, settled in. They got fed, they got water. They were doing well. They were, of course, scared to death of everything going on, and, you know, new home, new trauma. And I kind of figured that at some point in time, one of them may miscarry. It was a lot of stress on their bodies, and goats don't do stress well at all. Even settled. So, like, you know, Mabel, Annabelle, Gracie, Lucy, Pinky, all of my OGs, you know, they don't do stress well. Goats don't stress well. And so I figured at least one of them may miscarry. And that's exactly what I thought was happening this morning. Sonny, knock it off. I got up this morning, and the youngest one, who was no more than a year old, and Toggenburgs are bigger goats. So as you can look at Gracie and Annabelle here, they are much bigger than, say, my Nigerians, which are Lucy and Pinky, Moon, who I will show off. Moon had her babies. Mabel, even Mabel. Those are my Nigerians. So Toggenburgs, as you can see, which Gracie and Annabelle are mini togs, I picked up full-size togs. So you'll see them. They are a bit bigger than, say, the Nigerians. Now, Nigerians having babies at about a year old isn't as detrimental. It can be hard, but it just depends on their body size. So this Toggenburg baby, and I'll see if I can insert a picture of her. I do have a picture of her. So this little Toggenburg thing couldn't have been any more than a year old whatsoever. And the guy told me she was probably about 3 months pregnant. And said, okay. So this morning I come out and I see a bloody discharge out of her. So truthfully, I will be honest, I was actually very excited about this because I knew this little baby should not be having babies. She was far too young. So I was actually excited to see her possibly miscarrying. So she started doing her thing. It progressed like a normal labor should. But I started watching her, and after about an hour to an hour and a half of literally nothing coming out, I got her put in a stall, and I started to try to figure out what was going on. And come to find out, this little girl was full term. She had a baby so large, I couldn't get it out. I did everything in my power. And I'm usually decent because I have tiny enough hands. I can rearrange a baby, move some things around, and I've been good at being able to get them out. There's only one other one I did that with, and it didn't, and I wasn't able to get her out. Took her for a C-section. Both babies survived. Mama survived. It went great. So I made the decision to run to the vet with this girl, and she was just given to me. She was a freebie goat. So I hadn't even paid any money for her. She was given to me to go with the 2 I was buying. And I couldn't get this baby out for anything. I had the gallon of lube out. I had a kid puller. We'll go over all of these. I'm just kind of trying to do a quick little story time. I hear something and I don't know what it is. Anyways, so I made the decision to put her in the truck and get her to the vet. So we ran to the vet. The vet started taking a look at her, and he looked, and all he could say was, "Holy crap, this baby shouldn't be pregnant." I said, "I agree. I didn't do this." And the vet knows me well enough to know I would not subject my goats to that. Accidents happen. They absolutely happen. I had a pygmy get accidentally bred, and it was my fault. I took full blame for it. Luckily, Mama survived, 1 baby survived, and 1 baby didn't. But in the end, we had to make a decision to euthanize this goat, who I had not even had 24 hours at all. I had not had her even 24 hours. And I'm absolutely devastated and heartbroken that I had to do this. Now, the reason I say let's do it responsibly, I know accidents happen. But there are plenty of goat farms out there who all they do is let their goats out, do they want. They don't separate bucklings. They don't separate anything. They do not do it responsibly. Babies getting pregnant, babies dying. It's just awful. I try my best to keep all of my boys in their own pens. So I've got my 2 smaller boys over here, my bigger boys over here, and I've got it set up with pretty decent fencing, and I have never had an escape. That wasn't because I screwed up. You know, I know that, like I said, I know accidents happen. Moon, don't do it. This goat has gotten into biting, and I need to figure out how to stop it. Otherwise, somebody isn't going to be here long. She has bitten off the tips of 2 other goats' ears. And now that her baby's here, any other baby comes around her, she goes and starts biting off their tails. Luckily, she has not bitten off a tail yet because we've interfered, but if anybody out there has tips on how to get your goat to quit, let me know, because otherwise somebody's finding a new home. There are goat breeders who just let their goats out. They don't separate. They don't do anything. And it's very irresponsible. They don't have any control over who gets pregnant, when they get pregnant, or anything. And that's what happened to this little girl. She was probably bred by about 5 to 6 months worth of age. And her body was not big enough to process a full-size baby. And so this baby is dead now. And so is the mama. I could not save either one of them. So let me go introduce you to the other 2. And you'll kind of see how how they look and what I'm talking about. So, obviously, as you guys, my Oberhaslis. So the Toggenburgs are probably about the same size as the Oberhaslis, maybe just a little bit smaller. Hi, guys. And as you can tell, we're down to only 2 babies over here. The other 2 have left already to their new homes. Hi, sweet boy. More than likely, both of these cute boys will leave to their new home this weekend because these 2 are already 8 weeks old. Can you guys believe we've been in kidding season for 8 weeks already? Hi, Lavender. Hi, baby girl. She's getting more friendly. We're getting there. We can even give chin scratches now. Hi. Where's my Lilac? There's my girl. And Lilac, we're getting there slowly too. They're doing great. So let me show you my cute little togs. Let me see here. So these are my 2 Toggenburg girls. Hi, sweetheart. So Toggenburgs have a little bit longer fur. They have a little bit better face. They have I love their facial markings. I love the stripe down the sides. This one's starting to try to be friendly. They're both very scared. So these are my 2 new girls. That one is obviously about 3 to 4 years old, the one that just walked up. And the one behind her, the one that's hiding and being shy, I'm thinking she's about 2. And they both are pregnant. They're both developing udders. Them I might put at the 3-month mark, but I truly don't know at all. So the one that passed away today was, I mean, half the size of that the one that's closest to us. I haven't named them. I have no idea. I don't know. They're beautiful. And I'm excited to see what they have to do. These guys will be girlfriends for Dodger. And maybe if I feel like making mini togs too, I can breed one to a Nigerian and get mini togs. So guys, when you are buying goats, looking for goats, it's important to know something about them. These were more of a rescue situation. I paid dirt cheap for them. They're worth more than what I paid. They're even ear tagged with scabies tags that says these guys should be registered with the livestock board, or their owners were registered with the livestock board. So my goal is actually to kind of see if I can figure out more about these girls, because the guy who sold them to me is definitely not their original owners at all. He said he got them off of somebody that couldn't take care of them anymore. Due to age or something like that. But so yeah, that's kind of what I've been through today. I mean, this poor baby didn't deserve what she got. Don't bite me, little boy. So it was hard. She didn't deserve it. She passed away with the baby still in her. Even the vet couldn't get it out, and I could have done a C-section. Absolutely. Could have done a C-section. He's trying to eat my phone. Absolutely. Could have. But the truth be told is there's a chance, because she tried so hard to, for so long to pass this baby. Sorry, try not to cry. I feel kind of bad for her. I feel very bad for her. I'm emotional about it. So, if you're going to get into goats, do it responsibly. You can, yes, they're normal animals. They don't know to say, hey, I only had a baby 3 months ago. Please don't knock me up. They don't know how to say, hey, I'm only 6 months old. Please don't knock me up. They go on instincts and urges. They can't ask that. So, I know I said Moon had babies. So let me go introduce you to Moon's babies. And I've got some video of it, so we'll try to connect it or just do a shorty all by itself on that one. So let's go find Moon's babies. Okay, I found him. Let me get through the herd here real quick. Hi, Lucy Lou. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, my sweet girl. Hi, Gingy. Gingy, I need to band your horn so you're not a unicorn. Or should you stay a unicorn? What does YouTube think? Should you be a unicorn? So you can see, actually, that Toggenburg look on Annabelle. She's got it very distinctively. And so does Miss Cake, because Miss Cake's a mini tog. So let's meet Moon's babies. So she gave us 2 beautiful babies. 2 who are hiding in the cage. There's her daughter, and we named her Star. And another pure black baby. What's he doing? There he is. There he is. So she gave us a boy and a girl, and his name is Sun, S-U-N. So I've got the sun, the moon, and the star. So she did a great job having them. She did excellent. Little boy got a little bit stuck, but we got him out, and then his sister came out butt first with the world ready to see. But everybody is getting big and doing wonderfully. I do have Mabel's little red girl. She was named Winnie. I do have Winnie getting supplemental bottles because she is not getting enough milk from Mama. And not that Mama isn't making enough milk, but when you have multiples, most of the time... Moon, stop it! When you have multiples more than 2, so 3 and above, usually there can be 1 or 2 that need a little supplementing because little Miss Winnie here still only weighs 5 pounds. And she is going to be 5 weeks old. And her siblings over here, those 2, she weighs 10 and he weighs 9. So they have doubled, tripled in weight from birth. And little Miss Winnie here. Little Miss Winnie. Hi. I know, you think you need a bottle, don't you? Do you need a bottle? Do you need a bottle? Oh, thanks for the snuggles, my love. And you'll see plenty of Winnie, because Winnie is a keeper. Winnie's a keeper. Yes, she is. I love you, too. Look, there's your mama. There's your mama. Look. That's your mama. So that's it for today, guys. I just needed to have a chat. Hi, Mabel. Just needed to have a chat. It was a rough day. A rough day. So, you guys have a great night. I look forward to our next video. What's something else you guys would like to hear and learn about? Let's talk about stuff. What we'll probably do next is some hoof stuff. I'll get my sister to come help video it, and we'll get some hoof care going on, because I've got quite a few who need some hoof care. So, and then we'll start talking breeding again, because Miss Cake and Gingy over there will be our last 2 getting bred for the year. They'll have September babies. So, yeah, you guys have an excellent evening, and we'll talk to you guys soon.